Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The White House has said that President Donald Trump is discussing options for acquiring Greenland, including potential use of the US military, in a revival of his ambition to control the strategic island, despite European objections. The White House said in a statement that Trump sees acquiring Greenland as a US national security priority, necessary to deter our adversaries in the Arctic region. Greenland has repeatedly said it does not want to be part of the United States. Caracas and Washington have reached a deal to export up to $2 billion worth of Venezuelan crude to the United States, a flagship negotiation that would divert supplies from China while helping Venezuela avoid deeper oil production cuts. The agreement is a strong sign that the Venezuelan government is responding to Trump's demand that they open up to US oil companies or risk more military intervention. US President Donald Trump has said he wants interim President Delcy Rodriguez to give the US and private companies total access to Venezuela's oil industry. US President Donald Trump's administration has put 25 more countries on a list of nations whose citizens could be required to post bonds of up to $15,000 to apply for entry into the US. The list mostly included countries from Africa, Latin America, and South Asia. The policy for the newly added nations will go into effect on January 21st, and also included Venezuela. Applicants must agree to the terms of the bond through the US Treasury Department's online payment platform. President Donald Trump has warned Republicans they must win the 2026 midterm elections or face the risk of impeachment by Democrats. Speaking at a retreat for House Republicans in Washington, Trump said Democrats would look for a reason to impeach him if his party loses control of Congress. He urged Republicans to stay unified and sell their agenda to voters frustrated by rising living costs, with control of the House and Senate at stake next November. Japan has called China's ban on dual-use exports for its military absolutely unacceptable, amid a looming threat of broader curbs on vital rare earths in an escalating dispute between Asia's top two economies. Dual-use items are goods, software, or technologies that have both civilian and military applications, including certain critical minerals essential for making drones and chips. Japan's top government spokesman said a measure such as this, targeting a country, differs significantly from international practice. The leader of Yemen's Southern Transitional Council, Aidaros al-Zubaydi, has failed to board a plane set to take him to Riyadh and fled instead to an unknown destination. Zubaydi was set to travel to Saudi Arabia days after Yemen's government said it had asked Riyadh to host a forum on the southern issue. The Saudi-backed coalition in the country said a flight carrying a large number of senior leaders of the separatist group departed after a delay of more than 3 hours without Zubaydi and with no information on his whereabouts. Protests in Iran's capital continued for the second week, with eyewitness videos showing clashes between demonstrators and security forces at Tehran's Grand Bazaar. Rights groups say at least 25 people have been killed since unrest began over inflation and a collapsing currency. Iran's police chief said forces would deal with what he called the remaining rioters, as authorities balance dialogue with force on the streets. And freezing weather has swept across parts of Europe, forcing hundreds of flight cancellations in the Netherlands and crippling travel at Amsterdam's Schiphol airport. More than 400 flights were grounded as snow and ice disrupted operations, while all domestic rail services were briefly suspended after an IT failure. Passengers are facing long delays as forecasters warn another winter storm could hit later this week. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.